Hello everyone and welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. My name is Commander Exorcist, and today I am finally fulfilling a promise I've made several times. One of the number one things that's been requested of me is to do an exploration guide. And one of the difficult aspects of that is the changing nature of exploration in Elite Dangerous. With the release of the Horizons expansion, exploration changed significantly, and with the release of Odyssey, it changed even more. However, there are some things that have stayed the same, or haven't changed enough to really make much of a difference as far as kind of getting started in exploration. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start you. This video is for basic exploration. If you're a veteran explorer, it's probably not for you. If you're somebody who is getting started in the game, or you've been playing in another role for a while, and you're looking to get into exploration, then I highly recommend that you watch this video and take note of some of the stuff that I'm going to go through. A lot of this is based on personal experience, things that I've encountered in the galaxy, and things I've just learned over time. And so I hope to be able to share some of that with you and encourage you to get out there and explore and see what you can see. We're going to go over some of the basics. We're going to talk about choosing the right ship. We're going to talk about essential components. There are some essential components. You do not have a choice. You need to bring certain items with you into deep space if you're going to be exploring. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about what I call the journey, not the destination. A little bit of philosophy of exploration. And then we're going to talk about just some general best places to start exploring. So we're going to jump right in. And choosing the right ship. Now, this can be a sensitive topic in the Elite Dangerous world because everybody has their favorite ship. The cool thing about Elite is that, yes, there are ships built for different roles, and it seems like the developers crafted these vehicles with certain roles in mind, but the community has really shown that pretty much every ship in the game is multi-purpose. You can be an absolute death dealer in a Sidewinder, or you can be a deep space explorer in a Corvette. It's your choice. Whatever, it comes down to the player's choice and the willingness to put in the time and the effort to build the modules, to do the engineering, and to set things up the way that they want. So we're choosing the right ship. Elite Dangerous has many ships for many different roles. The key here is that anything can be an exploration ship. If you're a masochist and you want to explore the galaxy in an Imperial Eagle, more power to you, go for it. You can do that. My personal experience with exploration, I actually got started in deep space in an Asp Explorer, and I 100% recommend this ship as a starter if you're just getting into exploration and you're heading into deep space and you're not really sure if this is for you. The Asp Explorer, it's not very expensive. It's pretty easy to engineer. It's got a lot of slots for the scanners that you need, the scoop. It's got spots that'll take your SRVs. And so it's just kind of this medium build, all-purpose, really awesome little ship. It's got a great cockpit view. So if you want a view of above you and below you, you can see the surface of the planets you're flying over. So it's really good for deep space surface reconnaissance. So I really like the Asp Explorer. Recommend that for a starter ship. Of course, my flagship, the Nightwish, is an Anaconda. I have been flying an Anaconda as an exploration ship at the time of this video is made about 4.5 years. And I cannot recommend this ship enough. The Anaconda is a beautiful all-around multi-purpose ship, and if it's engineered correctly and it's set up correctly, it can be an exceptional exploration vehicle. There's plenty of slots for reinforcement, for exploration tools, additional SRVs, and it also has an SLF hangar capability. So you can bring a fighter with you. Fighters are very important, I think, in the long term. If you're going to get into exploration and be out there for many, many, many weeks at a time, and a fighter can really come in handy when you're exploring the surface of worlds a little bit closer. And I'll talk a little bit about that in some of my in some of the subsequent videos when I talk about the advanced stuff. So there are some essential components. a fuel scoop. Now, it might seem like a no-brainer, but you would be surprised. The fuel rats can attest to this, I'm sure. You'd be surprised how many people try to explore the galaxy without a fuel scoop. This should be the first thing you buy. If you're going to be an explorer, you need this. There's no way around it. You're not going anywhere without a fuel scoop. The Discovery Scanner. What is a Discovery Scanner? If you've never used one before, the Discovery Scanner is the honk. It's that fantastic sound that you make when you enter into a system. You honk it, and it reveals the number of planetary bodies in the system. This is a must. You need this to be able to have an FSS and be able to scan bodies in the system and know exactly what's there. So very basic. Detailed Surface Scanner. Now, you have a choice here. If you are not interested in landing on planets and exploring planetary surfaces, then you don't need a Detailed Surface Scanner. If you're going to be crazy and fly an Imperial Eagle into deep space and explore with it, that's fine. You don't need one of these. But if you're going to explore planets, you need a Detailed Surface Scanner, because it is this component that will scan a planetary surface, and it reveals it used to reveal the specific locations of things like biology and geology, but now it reveals kind of a general area for you to explore. So when you fire the Detailed Surface Scanner at the probes at a planetary body, it will basically highlight some of the areas where geology and biology are more likely to be. So it's a good opportunity for you to target those particular parts of the planet if you want to see surface items. Highly recommended. It's really an essential. Get one. You won't regret it. Surface Reconnaissance Vehicle, the SRV. Now, until recently, we only had one of these, the Scarab. The versatile Scarab. That always wants to turn around and go backwards and is very difficult to drive, has almost zero traction, and is just a real chore to drive. You need an SRV. If you're going to be exploring planets, it's just an unimaginable experience. It's indescribable being able to drive on a planet's surface. And what's the point of going into deep space if you're not going to at least drive and try out the terrain and experience the planet for what it is? And so highly recommend a Surface Reconnaissance Vehicle. Now, I believe that most of even the base level hangars offer one or two options for your SRV. If you can, bring two. I highly recommend a Scarab and a Scorpion. The reason being is the Scorpion has exceptional traction and drive control. It's great on ice worlds and on steep cliffs and other things. You'll be much safer in it exploring some of the more hostile locations in the galaxy versus the flimsy, fragile Scarab. The reason you want to bring a Scarab along is that it has the wavelength finder, the wayfinder that helps you find your materials. The Scorpion does not have that. So if you're looking to replenish your mats deposits, you want to go and have a Scarab so that you can go out onto the surface and find materials to to engineer different things that you need to continue on with your exploration. Now, a little bit of philosophy about exploration, especially in the basics and getting started. It's about the journey, not the destination. Yes, it sounds cliche. Yes, it probably is. But when it comes to exploration in Elite Dangerous, for an explorer, your frameshift drive jump distance is not everything. Yes, it's really nice to have an engineered ship that can go 55 to 65, 85 light years in a single jump. But that's not the point. The point is to find unique locations. And there can be unique locations just a couple of thousand light years away. You don't need to travel 50, 60, 70,000 light years to find something incredible. There's stuff in our backyard, as far as right outside the bubble, that can be found. One of the things that I've discovered seems to be practical when looking for these special locations, something that's really kind of cool to take a picture of, is look for dense unexplored star clusters. You can find these star clusters, especially as you get closer to the center of the galaxy, where you have a star that's maybe a half a light year from another star, and you can jump out to those locations and then just jump from half a light year or a light year out and just visit each one of those stars and see what's out there. So you don't have to go very far when it comes to exploration. And that can also, looking at it this way, can also help with preventing the burnout, the constant drive to want to get somewhere. It's like, oh, I've got to make 96 more jumps to get to X star system, when the reality is that it's not that final kind of destination you've set on your galaxy map. It's everything in between. Each jump is a possibility to be something amazing. And as an explorer, you have to start thinking like that. When you come out of Super Cruise and you come out of hyperspace, you honk the system, check the map, because every star you visit could be a dud. It could be a star by itself. It could be full of just pointless, boring ice balls. But it also has a chance to be the most amazing system that anyone has ever discovered in Elite Dangerous history. And that is really how I believe that an explorer should approach each one of their jumps. The Nightwish, I'm currently traveling. I have 165 jumps to go to my next location, my next final destination, and it's just a random star that I picked that's along the route I'm traveling. But it's not that destination star. I don't even know anything about it, but it's the little stars in between that I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to, that I'm cataloging, and then I'm looking for cool stuff in those systems, as well as my destination. Best places to start. Now, there can be some disagreement with this. Explorers love to try different things and go different places. Now, the Elite Dangerous Galaxy has changed a lot. We didn't have Colonia a few years ago. And with Colonia came the DSSA. Now we've got the Deep Space Support Array. You've got fleet carriers everywhere. We've got the Colonia Highway. And all these things that are getting built in the galaxy that really is starting to make it feel a little bit smaller than it used to be. And so when it comes to exploration, you have a couple of different options. To be perfectly honest with you, a lot of the local star clusters, stuff around the bubble, even out as far as 2,500 light years, a lot of that has already been cataloged, scanned, and reported. So if you want to find something new, you're going to have to go approximately 2,000 light years at least beyond the bubble to find something interesting, if it's at least something that's undiscovered. Traveling along the Colonia Highway, this includes Caravanserai, the Gandarvi system, and a lot of the prison ship, and a lot of the other stuff that's been put up in the last few years, connecting Colonia and the bubble. You want to be about 1,500 to 2,000 light years off of that path as well. So much has been scanned and reported along that route that you can enter into entire regions of space where it's just one discovered system after another. And, you know, if you're an explorer looking for something new, it may not be something that you're looking for. If you look at the galaxy map with the core in the center and the bubble kind of halfway out in one of the spiral arms, there's a void between the two. And so in between Colonia, or at least Colonia, the core, and the bubble, in that region, there's a couple of space stations, but a lot of that is unexplored space. And so there's opportunity to be had in those regions of space. So it is possible just to point your ship toward the galactic core, say from Earth, and just go in a straight line. And eventually you'll get to a point of space where it's not been scanned extensively, and there's opportunities to find and discover new systems. Now, a key for where to start, or at least one of my favorite places to explore, is the dense star clusters around the galactic core. Now, I'm not talking about going deep into the galactic core. I'm talking about some of the edge stuff. When you get into Hawking's Gap and places like that, there are these dense clusters of stars where kind of the galactic core starts to coalesce, and it's really, the stars are tightly packed. These are amazing locations to do exploration. So you can get in there, jump out there and find a cluster of stars that are, say, maybe 1 to 2 light years from each other in these little clusters, and just jump from one star to the other, one star to the other. You don't really need a pattern to it, just whatever you feel like. You feel like going to an M class? I don't like M class stars for the most part, so I'm going to jump to an F class or an A class or a B class. Find what interests you and what you think might have something interesting in it, and just do that. Go from one star to the other in these smaller clusters. So I highly recommend that. If you're just starting out and you want to test out exploration builds, don't go too far from the bubble until you at least have the essential modules that I mentioned earlier in the video. Give yourself a little bit of practice, especially with planetary landings and the like. And yeah, the key is really just to have fun with it. Exploration is like anything else in Elite Dangerous. It's our story. It's your story. If you're an explorer, you're writing your own story as you leave. If you leave the bubble and you enter into deep space and you join the ranks of myself and others who are out there scanning planets and looking for cool stuff to take pictures of. So take this opportunity. If you haven't done exploration in Elite Dangerous, I highly encourage you to try it out. It's awesome. It's very relaxing. There's plenty to see out there. There's plenty to be discovered. And I think that we're going to continue to see new things on the horizon as we keep going on. And so I hope that some of this stuff has helped a little bit, open your eyes a little bit on some things that you can do to kind of get started exploring in Elite Dangerous. And as always, if you have questions, you can always ask in the comments, or you can message me or other explorers in the community. We really are passionate about this, and we want to see more people join in. Because just kind of a factoid, I read a long time ago that at the rate we're exploring the Elite Dangerous galaxy, it takes something like, I think they said like 4,000 years for us to see it all. So we're really behind the power curve. So we need more people out there scanning the galaxy and helping us out. Well, that is all for today. I will be back soon with a part 2 with some more advanced topics on exploration to help you get the most out of your journey across the galaxy. Stay safe out there, Commanders. 07, and I will see you out there.